is Amy O with Life Redesigned. Today, we are talking about what is a business strategy. If you are entering into business and you're like, okay, I've got a business plan, I've got all these ideas, we can't forget about the business strategy. If you're already in business, maybe you need to pivot and create a new strategy because the strategy that you have right now is not working. Or maybe you've got a strategy and you're unsure if it's working. So let's talk a little bit about what a business strategy is, the different types of business strategies, and why we need to have it. Let's get started. Okay, so a business strategy is a plan of action to achieve the vision of a business. So similar to a business plan can be a little bit of like an outline of kind of like how you're going to get your business going, some things that are going to happen. A strategy is very specific and what is going to happen in order for you to achieve the goals that you have set for this business. Okay, so what is the strategy behind that? The decisions that will be made, the actions that will be taken. So maybe a little bit of like upscaled from the outline of your business plan. Strategy is a little bit different because we're going to talk about the action steps that we need to take or that we have taken and have learned from on how to actually gain those results that we are looking for. Okay, but in the end, it's all working for the vision of the business. So the vision of the business is the most important piece in the unit. It's the main core principle that cannot be shaken and that must be paid attention to in order for the strategy to work. The strategy has to support your why. And if you've been in my group or you've been on my page, we talked about staying true to your why already. We've talked about that a little bit. If you've been in my Life Redesigned Facebook group, we talked about that. So if you're listening to this live, drop a 1 in the comments. If you're already like, yep, I know what you're talking about, Amy. I'm with you. I've got my why, and now I'm ready to get into my business strategy. Drop me a 1 if you know what's going on with your business strategy already because you are staying true to your why. Drop me a, like, let's give it a 1 to 5. Let's give it a 1 to 5 on how confident you are in your business strategy right now. So if you're listening to this live, I want to know, 1 is like, okay, I'm not really sure about my business strategy. I don't even know what I have written down, if it is a strategy. 3 is like, okay, I mean, it's working kind of. And 5 is like, my business strategy is the best out there. It's amazing. I'm rocking it. It's super great. So give me a 1 to 5. If you're there, drop me a 1 if you're listening to this live and you're with me with your why, and we've already listened to that video. All right, so let's keep going. Let's talk about a business strategy and how it outlines the business. If you want, you want to think of a business strategy outlining from going from like point A to point B. So, oh my gosh, you know what I'm just thinking of? I homeschool my son, so I'm literally thinking of like line A, B, ray, A, B. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The little like line that has an arrow, or just like a line from like point A to point B. Okay, that's where my head's at. All you homeschool moms, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, but it's a business strategy is it gets you from A to B. It is line A, B. It's that in between and that middle line. Okay. While withholding the core values, like what we were just talking about, your core mission statement, your core vision statement, and holding true to your why. Okay. There's 3 types of business strategies. Let's talk about them. The very first one is more of like a business strategy / competitive strategy. So this is talking about where we're going to be in business and how we're going to be the best. So basically like, where are we going to play and how are we going to win? Are we going to be global? Are we going to be local? Are we going to be, country? Like, what is that going to look like? And then outside of that, how are we going to be the best that we can be? How are we going to get the best results? How are we going to win with the best business strategy out there? Okay, this deals a lot about customer experience, what your customers are experiencing with your business, what product, what service you're offering, what product you're selling, what you're bringing to the market, why your business is in business. This talks about or deals with who we're going to target, right? So again, who are we going to target? Are we going to target locally? Are we going to target globally? That's going to matter in our business strategy. Okay. What is it that we just talked about the geographic location, but be very specific when you decide this. Put this in your mission statement, put this in your strategy. It's got to be in there, because those of us that are local and those of us that are global, we will have a different business strategy on how to achieve what it is that we are trying to achieve. This is also going to include what unique approaches we have within our business. Okay, how are we going to position ourselves in a unique way to really focus on the fact that we are a niche within our business? Some of us are a niche within a niche. Like with my business that turns 10 this year, we're like a niche within a niche. That, you ever like say a word and it just sounds kind of funny? That word is sounding funny to me right now. Niche, niche. I know some people call it niche. Today I'm calling it niche. Maybe tomorrow I'll call it niche. Okay, so how are we going to position ourselves to really make us look unique as a business? All of that is in this competitive strategy. What's going to make us stand out, right? What's going to be that niche? Why will our customers choose us instead of them? So like I was saying, in my business right now that turns 10 this year, we are a niche within a niche. So there are, like, we focus on one thing. We focus on, a specific kind of fitness. I don't do all the fitness. So you could walk into a gym that is designed for women, that has weights, that has boxing bags, that has group classes, that has all these different things. My niche is women. It's a women's fitness studio, but within that niche, I'm actually a smaller niche, and we only focus on one apparatus to work out. Okay, and that if you don't know what my business is, it's Flirt Fitness, and we focus on vertical pulls to work out. So some people have said to me during my 10 years in business, oh, you should get another apparatus, and you should get silks, or you should get this, or you should focus on that, or we should do group fitness classes, or we should try kids, or we should do all these different things. And you know what? I said no to those decisions, because my strategy, my business strategy, is to focus on one apparatus. Okay. I love this saying, like, jack of all trades equals master of none. So be careful what you're doing. And this kind of focuses within the why that we talked about last week. Be careful what it is that you are like implementing within the strategy. You want to stay very laser focused. If you're going through your strategy and feeling like, oh, this isn't really reaching out to that many people, because it's like you're feeling like there's like a small, narrow pathway, that's actually a good thing. So if I open a fitness center that's like, I'm open to women, and it's like everything, my strategy is like all over the place. I have no direction. It's going to be really difficult to get clear with my marketing. It's going to be really hard to understand who I'm even marketing to. And then like, is it 18-year-old women? Is it 55-year-old women? So how is that going to work? It's very specific within this competitive strategy on how you're going to move forward with it. Okay. So things you're writing down in here can also consist of age groups. It can consist of, certain specific apparatuses. In my case, it's an apparatus. It can consist of certain classes. It can consist of do you offer something online? Is it just in person? So all of that competitive strategy is in here. Okay. What is going to make you different than the person, 30 minutes from you, or 15 minutes from you, or down the road? Why are they going to come to your store versus somebody else's store? Why are they going to buy your products in your network marketing business versus somebody else's? You've got to know the answer to that before you start working your business. You've got to know these answers before you start implementing a strategy. Number 2 is an operational strategy. This is all about people and process. So what processes do we have in place? What does our training program look like? What does our leadership program look like? What kind of staff do I want to hire? For me, I focus on every single staff member. I want to have a growth mindset that works for my company, or that's in my team. Why? Because I have a growth mindset, and I know that if they have a growth mindset, we're all going to grow together, and we're all going to have a very similar vision. So what are our training programs working? Okay. Continual evaluation on is this working? Yes or no? Do we have to pivot? Yes or no? continual evaluation on that. Okay. What people do you have in place in which positions? Do you have them in the correct positions? Yes or no? If not, are you able to move them within the company in order to put them in the right position? These are decisions that you've got to make and you've got to be aware of in an operational strategy as a business owner. Okay. So business strategy isn't just like, this is how I'm going to make money. It's not that. It gets very specific with these 3 strategies within a business strategy, and even more specific within the 3 accounts of strategies. So operationally, another thing to think about do you have the right people in the right positions? Is this person excelling at what it is that they are doing? Here's an example. I've got somebody that, as we came back from COVID and we were revamping the business, I was doing some managerial stuff that I hadn't done pre-COVID, and I had one person in mind for this job. And I said, listen, you are going to excel at this position. She was hesitant. She said, I feel bad. There's people that have been here longer than me. And I said, you are the person I want for the job. If you're not going to do it, I'm going to keep doing it myself, because you're the only person I have my eye on to do this. She's been in this position for 18 months. We have literally crushed like so many goals. It's insane. She has come up with strategic processes for us operationally. She has done, different things for the staff in a managerial standpoint. It's been amazing. I have another woman that stepped in that has been my manager for a long time. She's like all things operational. She's like the operational queen of all the things. And I stay on the front lines and I'm able to oversee all of that. So my operational strategy, it's important to me. Want to know why else it's important to me? Because I don't like the back end stuff. I don't like the operational strategy stuff. I like to oversee it, and then I can kind of delegate and manage. But that operational side is so important for me to have people in place that can do that so that I can oversee it. So you want to make sure that all of this is in place, because if it's not, it's going to become a distraction. Okay. And here's what else. If you don't have the right people in the right places, they're not going to be at their full potential and they're not going to stay. Okay, here's another example. I do goal setting with my staff twice a year. Goal setting and self-assessment. This summer we did goal setting, and I asked them, like, how do you think you're doing? What do you like? What do you don't like? And I was goal setting with this woman. She works my front desk. And when we were yes, I do goal setting with my front desk staff. And when we were working, she's like, I actually really love doing things on the computer, but I hate talking on the phone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I never asked you this. Like, I can't believe I never knew. We switched gears. So when I get messages of people that need to talk to, I send them to this person over here that when I did goal setting, they're like, I hate the computer, but I love talking to people on the phone. And man, can I close anybody to come in and take a class here? I send my people there for them to talk to. And guess what? I gave this person who loves being on the computer projects operationally to do. My manager oversaw the process and what she was doing. And it all came together for us to thrive in the new system that we just started at the beginning of last year. It was like a win-win for everybody. So everyone's still here. Everybody gets to do what they love. And I'm focused on feeding them with the best process and the best place for them to be able to thrive and grow. Okay. The third part within that, or the third strategy is a transformational strategy. Okay. This is the strategy that shakes the company, and it's a big change. Most of the time, people don't like it. Some big changes that I've gone through in the last 10 years. Well, I started my company when we had no technology. I mean, okay, I'm not that old. We didn't like cell phones were here, but we couldn't do hardly anything from our cell phones. And I was taking people's money. I was marking everything in my calendar. I was doing attendance in my calendar. I was doing my profit and loss on my calendar. I was doing makeup classes on my calendar. I was like manually sending out one email. I was doing everything. Fast forward 10 years, we just launched a brand new system last year at the beginning of the year, and our system does everything. It's just everything. It automatically emails people. It automatically signs them up. It automatically upsells them. It automatically, checks their information. It automatically signs them in. It automatically charges them. It does all of that. I don't even know. I don't even know how I was like manually. I'm talking like every single thing manually. I wish I could show you my planners from way back in the day of like everything was color coded. I used to like highlight people in yellow if they showed up, and then like pink, like yellow if they showed up one day, pink if they showed up I mean, it was just like, holy cow, it was just crazy. But stuff like this usually happens with like a project, like a project development team, a project team, you know, stuff like that. So be careful how and when you make these decisions, and make sure that the decision that you're making is going to transform your business. So this system that we just launched and went through, I mean, we're on the end of it now, like it's all launched, but oh, it was one of the hardest things I've gone through in business. Honestly, you guys, like I cried a lot. I cried so much, just like of the stress of changing over. But the automation and the transformation of of using this technology in our business has just been like, it's unbelievable. And we're going to be able to we did reap the rewards halfway through the year last year, and we're going to be able to reap the rewards even more this year. So, okay, so recapping, we've got our competitive strategy, we've got our operational strategy, and then we've got our transformational strategy. So here's the thing, not all strategies are the same. Not all companies are the same. Each company has to have their own unique strategy that belongs to them. We talked about that earlier, okay? And the thing is, you've got to have the right person in place to be able to identify your business needs. If you don't know how to identify, if you don't have that vision, you know, I think some of us were just kind of like naturally given that vision. God really blessed me with having like a overall vision. I'm so crazy thankful for that. If you don't have somebody in your life that has that vision, or you don't have somebody in your business that has that vision, find somebody that has it, because you need to assess what it is that your business needs. If you're feeling stuck, if you feel like you're not growing, if you want to hit numbers, but you're just not sure how, you need that business strategist to be able to assess your business and be able to move forward. I'm so thankful that with 10 years of experience going through all of these, you know, going through these strategies, not once, not twice, but a lot of times, and being able to kind of see the vision and traveling through these, I've been able to see the failure and success of all of that. You know, my failures have just been learning experiences for me to know how to do them better the next time. And last year we were able to see all the successes of that. We pounded through our goals last year, hitting over our best year, crushing our best year by over $200,000 pre-COVID, you guys. I mean, it was just insane. So what we've been able to do with the strategy and what I've been able to implement here, it's just been a blessing. So again, if you don't have somebody in your business that can kind of see that, you're going to want it, because you need to identify these things so that you can stay focused on the things that you're good at, right? Having the right people in place, making sure you are the person that's in place of doing all the things that you're good at. If this isn't your jam and this isn't your strong suit, you've got to get a business strategist in there. Okay. So let me know again where you're at, if you haven't already, on that scale from 1 to 5. And just in closing, focus on these business strategies, because you want to accelerate your growth. This is the year to do it. Having a strategist in your life is going to be life-changing for your business, and you want to make sure you do it, and you want to make sure you do it right. So thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I cannot wait to hear where your business is going to be. If you haven't yet, join me in my group, Life Redesigned. Drop a me in the comments below, and I will make sure to link that group link with you, where you can get more training similar to this. If you're in business and you're a female entrepreneur, I'd love for you to be in my group so that we can share together where your business is heading. You'll get free trainings and so much more. This is again Amy O from Life Redesigned, where we grow through what we go through, and I will see you next time.